Young men are not getting lazier, they're getting trapped. And I made a short about this yesterday, but I wanted to kind of speak on it some more. So that's why you're watching this video right now, because I feel like it's just that important to talk about. So, let's get straight into it. I want to start off by saying dopamine itself is not the issue, okay? There's good dopamine and bad dopamine, though. And you got to know kind of the difference between both, right? Good dopamine is something that you actually have to go work for. Meanwhile, bad dopamine is, I'll just pull it out, like our phones, right? We got unlimited access to dopamine anytime we want if we go on our phones. And it's trapping young men. It's killing us. It's killing our future, our success, our chances of actually doing something with our lives. And that's what I'm going to talk about. Our previous generations, our parents, our grandparents, if they wanted a dopamine hit, they actually had to go work for something. They had to go hang out with their friends in person. If they wanted like entertainment, they actually had to go somewhere, go outside and get real entertainment. Whereas nowadays, Gen Z, like my generation, is all from the phone, dude. It's doom scrolling constantly, online shopping constantly. That stuff gives you a dopamine hit, but it's not like real dopamine, and it's keeping a lot of young men trapped. Like never before have we had unlimited entertainment at the tips of our fingers. We'll sit there and scroll for hours and hours, and while we're doing it, it feels good, right? I get it. It's an escape, right? I'm not saying never go and doom scroll, because it is an escape for some people. But afterwards, you kind of just feel like you wasted your time, right? And that's what cheap dopamine is. That's what bad dopamine is. And then people are wondering why they can't focus, why they can't get stuff done. And it's because they're on their phones constantly, right? They're on their phones. They're on Netflix, YouTube. Like I get it. It's an escape, like I said, but instead of like just doom scrolling, right? You got to active scroll. You got to learn. You got to go in the real world and get stuff done. Like real talk, bro. You need to go hang out with people in real life instead of just on the video game, on FaceTime, because that's real dopamine. You need to go to the library and start reading books. You're going to learn from those books, and that'll give you a dopamine hit. And when you get enough like real dopamine going, it creates productivity, and productivity is going to fuel your success. Is going to drive like your brain into go mode to go get stuff done, to actually do something with your life. Now, I also kind of just want to real quick talk about doom scrolling, right? This is everybody doom scrolls. It doesn't matter who you are, right? You could be the most successful, richest person in the world. You're still going to go on social media and doom scroll sometimes. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you do it every now and then, but when you're doing it every single day for hours on end, it turns into something like detrimental to your success. So instead of doom scrolling, you need to start active scrolling. And if you don't know what active scrolling is, it's pretty much just telling your algorithm, I want to watch successful people, I want to watch rich people, I want to watch videos on how to make money, how to get healthier, how to build better relationships. And me personally, like 6 months ago, I was watching Jinxie clips, flight reacts, all that kind of stuff was in my feed. Those little brain rot videos where you got Subway Surfers on the bottom and then whatever going on the top. Like I was watching straight brain rot, dude. Now it's active scrolling, right? I've basically watched enough content to tell my algorithm, I want to watch educational content. I want to watch people that know what they're talking about. 6 months ago, actually, I started watching this guy named Trail the Trainer, which, if you don't know who he is, he was an ex-felon and now he's a millionaire in like less than 10 years, which is crazy. He was one of my inspirations actually to start doing this YouTube, but he helps young men. He gives such good advice, and I've told my algorithm I've watched enough of his content. His content constantly pops up in my feed now, which I can say has completely changed my life in the last 6 months, because instead of just doom scrolling, I'm actually active scrolling. I'm watching content that I'm learning from, that's helping me. And like I said, I've been able to change my life in the last 6 months. I've learned how to invest. I've invested, right? I've grown my investment portfolio to $50,000. I've got a better relationship with God. I started eating better, and I just overall feel healthier. And I'll tell you, if I was doom scrolling for hours on end every single day, I wouldn't be able to get none of that done, I wouldn't have learned a lot of that stuff, and I'd probably still be where I was 6 months ago, which kind of was just like a bum. So kind of just start telling your algorithm, what you want to watch by actually watching that stuff, and then you'll see it'll slowly go into your feed more and more often. And I'm telling you, just something little like that will literally change your whole life. So kind of just ask yourself, like, are you focusing enough on your goals? Are you focusing enough on your life, on what you want to do? Or are you wasting your time doom scrolling on your phone, watching Netflix, getting little cheap dopamine hits that don't actually mean nothing, right? The gap nowadays between successful people and average people is not, it's not just pure talent. Okay, it is literally coming down to attention, right? Are you paying enough attention to what you need to do, or are you wasting your time? So just ask yourself those questions right there and be completely honest, because the first step into becoming a better version of yourself is just to be 100% honest about yourself, whether it's good or bad. So just start locking in and really focusing on your life. Put the phone down, start learning stuff, start trying new things, educating yourself on stuff you didn't know. And I promise you, if you do this long enough, like, your whole life will change. Mine's already changed in 6 months. I'm 21 years old, already on my way to financial freedom, which is a great feeling. But that's all I got for this video. I appreciate everybody for watching. Go check out more of my videos. Go check out Trill the Trainer. Trick your algorithm into giving you more content like this to watch, because it's going to educate you. It's going to put more videos like this in the system, in your feed, and it's literally going to change your life. But I'll see you guys all in the next one.